Okay, if you've ever found yourself up late at night wondering what's the difference between a short course kart and a mod kart, this video is for you. So I'm going to go through both of these. I got the bodies off each of them. Now, although they look very similar, especially with the bodies because they run identical bodies, they kind of have the same principle of thought, how they're designed. They are quite different. Probably the most similar part of them is going to be the front ends. I mean, they both run double A-arms going into a spindle. The A-arms are different. I believe the bottom ones are different on the mod kart than what would be on the short course kart. Mod karts are going to run front brakes, whereas a short course kart does not. You can run front brakes, but nobody does just because they don't really go fast enough to need them. Now, a big difference between, they're both a spec class, but this one, the short course kart, or spec kart is what they call it, you could change a lot less. And one of these is the shocks. Those are Walker Evans shocks that you have to run. Whereas in the mod kart, you can run really any shock that you want as long as it has a specific stroke to it. And then you can run piggybacks or remote reservoirs. Or I suppose, no, even reservoirs if you wanted to. But ours runs Fox shocks. Both are same in principle where, the steering goes into a steering rack. Then through the rack to the tie rods to the spindles to steer them. Mod kart has a clutch, so you're going to have a 3-pedal car. Whereas the short course kart, all you have inside here is going to be the brake. And you can tell this brake, we could run front brakes if we chose to, but brake and gas. Probably one of the more recognizable difference between these two. One of them is going to be the way the chassis is. If you can kind of see here, the chassis on a mod kart comes down at an angle. The bottom is actually narrower than the top. Whereas on short course kart, it goes straight down. Okay? And then the whole rear end of the roll cage is different. The short course kart kind of comes down at an angle, then flattens out. Whereas the mod kart, it comes from the top and it goes all the way down to the back. Just a bit stronger. Certainly it's holding a little bit more weight back there with the big 450. So that's probably the biggest difference between these things. You could run a Honda or a Yamaha quad motor, and then you could put really whatever exhaust that you want on it. Whereas the short course kart, that's going to run a Briggs & Stratton World Formula motor with about 11 horsepower, 11 to 12. Stock exhaust, stock everything on these. You can't change them. You can play with the jetting, but they're really it's a spec class. They really hold tight to what you can do and can't do to them. Short course kart is going to bring the power from the motor through a clutch into a jack shaft and then back to the rear. Whereas a mod kart is going to take the power, again, from the motor to this drop down, and then from that, similarly to the short course kart, to the rear axle. Now, short course kart, we can't change gearing whatsoever. You got to run stock gearing. Whereas on the mod kart, we can. We can, depending on the track you're going on, you can play around with those. The way the rear ends are set up is both of them are going to have trailing arms. They come from the chassis to the axle. And this one has, the mod's got kind of like a Y brace in there connecting to the rear of the axle. The axle does have a housing to beef it up. And then this guy has brakes on both ends. All 4 corners of a mod kart have a brake. Whereas a short course kart, it only has a brake in the center, just like a quad. Okay, and then there is no housing around the axle. It does have trailing arms, just like the mod kart, although they are a different style trailing arm. And then it has that K-rail right there that holds everything square. Pretty much other than that, I mean, this guy's air cooled. Over here, certainly it's liquid cooled. Then you got to shift the mod kart, so you have a shifter over there. It's 3-pedal car, so you got to hit the clutch and then gas and brake over there. Certainly a mod kart is going to throw a bit more rocks than what a short course kart's going to do. So they do run rock guards. Whereas a short course kart, you know, you can put a rock guard. Just most people don't run them. Short course karts have to run a ITP whole shot tires with DWT rims, wheels. Mod kart, you can run whatever you want. We got the DWT wheels all the way around, whole shots in the back, and then Kendas up front. Bumpers are identical on these things. Nerf bars are pretty similar. So yeah, hope that helped out a little bit. If you got any questions or something, give me a call, or not a call, but give me a comment in the give me a comment in the comments. That makes a whole lot of sense. And we'll try to answer it. Or if you want a video of something else, let me know. We'll send it to you. Hope you're having a great day.